In this video, we're going to discuss a stem and leaf plot. So in this example, we're given a stem and leaf plot. So typically the column on the left are the stems, and the column, the little numbers listed on the right, are called the leaves. So these are the stems, these are the leaves, and the way it works is that each leaf represents the last significant digit of an individual data point. So here in the first row, when there are 4 different digits here, those are 4 different leaves, and what we do is we combine each digit here with the stem to get a data point, right? So for the first one here, it'll be 75, 75, 76, and 79. Right, so you notice how this becomes the ones digit. This doesn't always necessarily have to be the case. There could be decimals and so on and so forth. But in this case, no decimals are given here. So these just represent the ones place, and we combine it with the stem, so that forces the stem to be in the tens place. And then we do the same thing for each row, right? So these would be the 80s, and then the leaves would be in the ones digit in this case, right? So this would be 80, 80, 80, 82, 83, 85, 85, 88, 88, 88, and 89, right? So each individual digit is a separate data point. And then we just continue row by row, right? So the third row would be 93, then 94, then 96, and then the last row would be, so now these are hundreds, right? So 101, 104, 104. So you would just list out the data points like this, and you can notice that this stem and leaf plot is basically just a representation of the data set from the first problem. So they organized in a stem and leaf plot, and so you can see that it's the same values, but it's actually listed in order from the smallest to the biggest now. Okay, so once you've interpreted the data from a stem and leaf plot, then you can do various calculations on it. For example, I've already entered this list of data into the calculator, right? So if you go into the stat and then edit menu, you can see I've already entered the individual data points, so all 21 of them. Whoops, I made a mistake here, right? So after 96, this should be 101, then 104, then 104. Good thing I checked the data. Okay, so I have my 21 data points, and so if, say, I want to calculate the one variable statistics, right? So I exit out of that menu, go back to the main menu, then you press second, calc, and then we go to one VarStats. So the data was in list L1. There's no frequency list, so we leave that blank, and then we calculate to the one VarStats. And here, these are various important values that we'll discuss later on, right? So X bar is the mean. So the average of all the values would be 86.9048. The sample standard deviation would be SX, which is 8.9884. So let's round it to 4 decimal places. N means the number of data points. And if we scroll down, we get more important information. Right, so the minimum is the lowest value. Q1 is called the first quartile, which is 80. The median is 85. The third quartile, Q3, is 93.5. And the maximum value is 104. Okay, so again, once you have the data listed like this, it's a simple matter to calculate these various measures using the 1VarStats on the calculator.